What up, people? This is JB Williams, the Maverick. I'm here with Jalyn Judkins. Jalyn Judkins. Your Instagram is Jalyn Judkins too, right? Or is J Judkins?
It's J Judkins 9.
Yeah, J Judkins 9, the numeral 9 at the end. But we're gonna tag and post all that cliche shit at the end. Um, Appreciate you taking the time out. I know it's late. Was late as far as it being dark outside by 6:30. But today, people, we're gonna be talking about what it's like to be a collegiate athlete. I wanted to invite this man to the show because he was a collegiate athlete himself. I was also a collegiate athlete. We both spent some time on the football field. I ran a little track as well. So I think we can have more of like a balanced perspective on this, maybe the same, a little bit different, just depends. Of course, we went to two different universities and every school has its quirks. But we here to talk about the real deal, behind the scenes, raw and uncut, what it's like to be a collegiate athlete. So man, I'm gonna open up the floor to you and you tell me what it felt like to be a collegiate athlete, just your first day stepping on campus as a collegiate athlete.
First, I want to say, man, appreciate it for letting me on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
And whatnot. But man, for me, bro, it was just honestly, coming from a smaller town, and I'm from Angleton, Texas, outside of Houston. So
Hmm.
for me, it was just freedom. You know what I'm saying? I got
Yeah,
a chance to play at A&M, and then like another mid major, D1, and it's just freedom. You know what I'm saying? You ain't no parents. You got living by your own. You got your boys. All y'all playing football. You living together. You know what I'm saying? As a freshman, all the guys living together.
right,
So y'all just pretty much got doing what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So
for sure.
it's good times, bro. Honestly,
Yeah,
for sure, man.
already, already. Yeah, man. I know. For me, because I started my collegiate career at Texas State. I know for me, I think it was just more of like you're almost kind of in awe because it's like you work so hard for that in high school, then you get it, then it's like, oh shit, what now? Um, and I know for
Exactly.
yeah, and I know for me, like I didn't come from a family of athletes who had made it to that level, or not very many had made it to that level. I think by the time I hit college, I had like a few older cousins. I'm talking about like old enough to be my dad age cousins, who had played Major League Baseball actually. But of course, I've never picked up a baseball bat formally, so I didn't even know how to connect to that. But within my tight niche group, like my immediate family, I was the first person to really tackle the challenge and opportunity of being a collegiate athlete. So I didn't know what the hell was going on. I didn't know what I was doing. Just trying to make the class and get the practice on time and take care of my body. And I think the biggest thing for me, and I'm gonna turn it back over to you in a minute, but the biggest thing for me was understanding that athletics had become my whole life in a business more so than it was me only being an athlete and me just showing up to practice, after school like it was in high school. I don't know how it was for you though.
Yeah, I agree. And that's another point too. For me, it was my cousin was the only one that played at another Division 1.
Hmm.
But he played basketball,
Right.
and it was a pretty big gap between us two. And my dad didn't. He played a little bit, but he didn't. I don't think he played in college. He ran track in college actually, and it was just wasn't that that knowledge. You know what I'm saying? That knowledge beforehand to let you know what direction, what you need to be doing. You know, to get to where you want to be, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Oh
So
yeah, for sure.
um, it's just you kind of walking by faith. You know what I mean? Every day, and you're trying to do the right thing, but you don't really know what the right thing is. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So,
For real
um,
though.
you know what I mean? So you hope, and you hoping that the guys that are seniors or juniors point you in the right direction. Uh, the OGs of the team, basically, and that's pretty much it, man. That's
Yeah, bro,
pretty
for
much what it
sure.
was for me.
For
Just trying to
sure.
learn my way.
Yeah, already. So let's get into the next topic of how much, if at all, was being a collegiate athlete was it hard for you to balance the lifestyle of being, what they tell us on paper, where you're a student first, athlete second, but being in the game, you're an athlete always. You're a 24/7 athlete. So when it comes to your school, when it came to your schoolwork, when it came to managing your social life, having girls, all of that shit, how hard was it for you, or how much of an adjustment was it for you going into college as an athlete versus being in high school, or was it an adjustment at all? Did you not have a problem with it?
For me, it wasn't as hard. I
Okay.
would say, far as balancing everything out, because I had, I've been doing it before. Now the situation of, okay, you're taking more serious as an athlete, I would
Hmm.
say. In college, obviously, they obviously spent that money on you, so they're expecting you to perform and to do everything on a consistent basis.
Right.
So when it comes to football, mindset had to change, increase, rise up to the occasion, essentially. Um, but as far as school, I took school the same way I've been taking it. Just you get the grade, and that was about it. Like, I mean, honestly, football was the most important thing,
Yeah,
period. But
for sure.
just making sure you pass so you can play ball. I mean, seriously, just
Yeah.
being blunt about the situation.
Yeah, man, I feel it. Yeah, for me, I'm just like I'm here to be an athlete. So this school shit, I'm just trying to knock this shit out.
Yeah,
I was
of course.
Yeah, I was never like a dean's list student or straight A's and all that shit. I'm like, hey man, if I can see my way out of this bitch, we good.
Exactly.
Like for real, because I got to put all my energy into, at one point, two sports I was playing for, University of Houston. I'm just like, man, hell no. Like, I'm just trying to pass this, so I don't give a fuck about what grade I actually make. Like, I just want to not fail.
Exactly.
Yeah. As far as so let's stay on academics a little bit, since we kind of want to get that shit out the way. As athletes, we want to get academics out the fucking way. But when it comes to academics, what can you speak on as far as like how much did you feel either prepared or taken care of or not taken care of when it came to study hall, academics, passing your class, being set up in the right degree plan, all of that?
So for me, bro, I felt like they had everything lined out for us. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? In a
Okay.
direction. But the thing was, as you know, as an athlete, your degree. Now, it's some people that'll take that, engineering, and they have a plan of what they want to do, and they get out, and
Right,
they're
right.
not even focused on the sport. But for certain guys, like certain people, like like you and me, we thinking about football only. Like, we're
Right.
gonna make it. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, they had the plan, but I was too focused on football. So I was like, yo, give me whatever I need to do to pass, and just
Yeah.
let me skate by, and then we can just I'm gonna throw my chips all on football.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I feel that.
yeah,
Yeah,
for
bro. I
sure, man.
mean, I think for a lot of student athletes, including myself, I throw myself in the pot with this. I think a lot of us, our main focus was just to stay eligible.
Yeah.
And the difference between staying eligible in college versus high school is like night and day. Because in high school, it's just about passing your classes. Just make a C, pass your classes, don't fail, have a good report card, whatever. In college, it's not just about passing classes. Depending on what degree plan they put you in and your year of eligibility, it's about what percentage you're done as well, or what percentage you've completed. So you had dudes catching red shirts off of some academic shit because they failed history 2 semesters ago and now their percentage was fucked up. So now them niggas had to sit out of off season or sit out during the season or whatever. And sometimes when it comes to the academic part, I can also say that the focus for our academic advisors, the athletic academic advisors, is to keep the athletes on the field, to keep the athletes on the court, to keep them on the track.
100%.
So sometimes, bro, like, you know, and especially when your focus is to be an athlete, sometimes you really don't, you half-ass kind of paying attention and going through the motions with your academics. So they'll throw you in some bullshit degree like consumer leadership or
Oh
something.
yeah.
You know
Oh
what
yeah.
I'm saying?
No question. No question. No question asked. You're not looking, and they feel like you're a guy that's gonna make it. And they're gonna do is the coaches are gonna tell them, do what's needed to be done.
Right, right. Yeah, man, for sure. Like I've seen dudes graduate with a whole degree plan they really didn't know shit about. They just studied enough to pass the test, or they ended up with a whole bunch of online classes and they had help for them online classes. They had tutors and they had, you know, some notes slid under the table. You know what I'm saying? You know, just keeping it real. Like you show up to them study hall sessions as an athlete, as a student athlete, and you fuck around and get a package just full of answers, you know, and they be
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
here, you know, but just sit in this room for a few minutes so people don't see you walk in and walk out type shit.
Hey, yeah, for sure, for sure, for
Right.
sure.
You know what I'm
Everybody know
saying?
the game.
Yeah, everybody know what it is. And to that academic point, I will say that I feel like as a student athlete, we had a lot more resources available to us on the academic side, whether or not we knew what the fuck we wanted to do academically. It's just that a small percentage of us first don't really care because our focus is to make it pro and be a professional athlete. And number two, I think a lot of us outside of athletics, whether athletics was our primary focus or not, a lot of us don't really know what we want to do because our scope is so much on being an athlete or maintaining that scholarship and maintaining that performance on the playing field that we don't get to do all the type of shit that the regular population of students get to do. Like, bro, like, did you have time to have a job and have an internship or any of that shit?
Bro, that's a whole topic in itself, bro.
Right.
Like I said that multiple times to people when they ask me, what do I want to do?
Mm-hmm.
And I try to explain to them that when you're a collegiate athlete, let alone football, it takes literally all your time, and in the time that you do have, you want to have a social life. You want to do something. You want to go out, kick
Mm-hmm.
it, get
Right.
relax your mind. You know what I'm saying? Because every day, you studying some kind of playbook. You studying not playbook system, but you studying defenses. You're watching film. You're
Mm-hmm.
practicing.
Right.
All this stuff is mentally draining on you, and then it gets emotionally. So, you want some free time, and when you get that free time, you want to kick it or you want to play the game. Whatever.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
around that time is when all that stuff is going on. You got the club meetings or
Mm-hmm.
career fairs,
Yep.
all this good stuff that you could, obviously get into and learn about and be a part of. But you don't know because a lot of times they don't even come to the meetings of football side and like say, hey,
Nah.
we got this going on,
Hell no.
guys come through. Because they know most likely we're not gonna come, and they don't even waste their time with it. I'll be honestly, that's what I think. And like I said, it just you don't have the time, you don't know about it, and it's something that you just really at the moment you're not thinking about it. You don't really you like, no, I'm going to the league. I don't even need to worry about that. Like, you know
Right,
what I
right.
mean? So
Yeah, man, for sure. And I think if I could say anything that the regular student population would have over a student athlete is that they have maximum exposure to what their future could look like long term because you know the harsh reality is that even if you do make it as a professional athlete in whatever your genre is, sport is, most athletes' lifespan is anywhere between 5 or 7 years professionally, you know, and some get lucky and they stick around 10 plus. But most of us, most of us play pro for a year or two, maybe three, full of injuries and a banged up body. And then after that, you got to go find you a job or start to make that transition. And I think once athletics is over, because we didn't have 4 years of grooming ourselves for that transition, a lot of us don't know what to do. I think what hurt my heart the most is that I saw a dude few years back that I played football with at U of H. And I ain't gonna say no names, but I seen
Yeah,
him.
can't say no names. Can't say no
Never,
names.
never. I ain't never gonna do that. But I seen him and I know he graduated because we graduated together. And I saw his ass working at Jimmy John's.
Damn.
Ain't that some shit?
I mean, I will say this though, he getting paid, but I
Yeah.
know deep in his mind though, that's not what he envisions.
Man,
You know
you
what
know
I'm
what I'm
saying? At
saying?
all. So
It's crazy. It's crazy and I understand that regular students, the general population of students, non-athletes have some of those same issues, but it's just crazy to think that a student athlete with all of those resources who graduated, who had all of these people, cheering for him at one point for his victory as an athlete, did nothing for the student side of him. So when he graduated, didn't make a team, didn't make a practice squad, maybe suffered a few bumps and bruises or whatever. Like his best resort was to deliver sandwiches, and that's not shade. Like I'm speaking out against that on his behalf in a way because I think that's crazy. I think that's bullshit that a lot more student athletes are not set up for success outside of being an athlete.
100%, man.
For sure.
I mean, and you see it, and the crazy thing is, you see it's not like that's like a small percentage of people. There's a lot of guys in situations like that. You
Yeah,
just
a
don't
lot of
know
them. Right.
because they're like
Hold on, bro.
or whatever they got. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we good. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, so yeah, they just not posting any pictures or letting you know and that's another thing too. Social media is a whole other topic, but you're not gonna know anything really about anybody unless you catch them. You know what I'm saying, in the situation. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's just crazy, man. It's crazy how universities kind of after about that second to third year, they're kind of they're not really helping you like they
Mm-hmm.
like. You know what I'm saying? They're helping you, but they not as inclined when you were in the building and they're but sheesh.
Yeah, man, for sure. So in regards to, and I know we talked a lot about academics. So I know a lot of people, they have a perception of what being an athlete is on the ground level from the athletic perspective. And to them, it's all glory. So I want to talk about what a day in a life of a student athlete looks like. And we've both played football at that level. So in from your story, like, break the listeners down on what a day in the life playing at A&M, what that looked like for you.
Young OG, young bull. They had me 5:45
Mm-hmm.
workouts. You know what I'm saying? Early morning workouts. You you up early,
Yes,
you up early
sir.
with them. And then right after that, you got the 8 a.m. And my class would be on the other side of campus. And
Okay.
I'm, you know, you know how it is. Once you got that shower, you're gonna sweat a little bit too when you get in the classroom. So you
Mm-hmm.
got the sweat going on. You get done with that, you got the second class. So for me, Monday was, you work out and then class. I had maybe like 3 classes, and then after 50-minute classes, yeah, three 50-minute classes, and then get some lunch, and then head right over to Bright, man, and get ready for meetings and practice.
Man,
And then you got study hall too. So
yes,
first
sir.
semester you got study hall. So you're gonna be there probably till you're gonna be there from 5:45 a.m. to about 9 o'clock at night.
I was about to say about 8:39 at least.
Yeah, you're gonna be there for a while, man. So yeah,
Yeah,
that and
man.
then practice gonna kill you too. So you're gonna be tired after that, especially on a Tuesday. That Tuesday will get you.
Yeah, bro. I think what got me was that so I started my career off at Texas State, and I actually started off at Texas State only running track. I didn't start playing football till I got to U of H. Like I walked into a premium football position at U of H. Like I showed up and the strength and conditioning coach saw me. Coach Jackson, he's a strength and conditioning coach for the Browns now, for the Cleveland Browns right now. He saw me like, hey man, like what's up? Like, who are you? I'm just like, oh, I told him my name and shit. He was like, oh, like what sport you here for? I told him track. He was like, hell no. So he actually took me up, or he got me connected with a few of the guys on the team. He asked me about my football experience, and of course, I went to high school at Pearland. I played football at Pearland too, Pearland High School. And at the time, bro, to be honest with you, I didn't really know and understand how big of a deal that was. Just because when you from Pearland, I mean, you went to Angleton, so I mean, you know. But when you from Pearland, that shit is like a whole football military. But that's all I knew, so I didn't see it as that big of a deal. So I told these niggas I played football at Pearland, and they were just, oh, sign this nigga up. He know how to play, you know.
Yeah.
So I got fucking like delivered, hand dealt a football opportunity. So I couldn't ask for nothing else. But what I did not expect, bruh, just like you said, nigga, my first week on the team, I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
nigga, I mean, like, it's the same experience. 5:45 workouts, you waking up groggy as fuck, working out on an empty stomach, and like you lifting, you running, you getting your ass cussed out, which that part really don't fucking matter, but you full speed for 90 minutes nonstop. And then you got to hurry up. You don't have time to take no shower because you got a class block, right? And you got to go to class. Your classes have to be scheduled between 8 and 12.
Yup.
And your ass better be back in that facility for team
Ready
meetings
to go.
before 12. Like,
Taped up and all.
exactly. You got to hit the training room, get your ankles taped, get your wrist taped, depending on your situation, on what position you playing. And then your ass better be in your seat with that motherfucking binder, with that folder, ready to
Ready to
fucking
go.
take notes. You know what I'm saying? Because you got
Oh
team
God.
meeting, special team meeting, position meeting. And then after all of that shit, after all of that day of working out and using your brain and sitting in these goddamn meetings, you finally get to play football at the end of the day. And you tired as fuck.
Tired as fuck.
You already
Man,
tired.
I didn't have days, bro. I'll tell you this, man. And I didn't really tell nobody this stuff. Like, but I done had days on Tuesday, boy. I didn't came to practice, and we stretching, and I'm yawning. I'm about to pass. I'm to the point where I want to pass out. Like I'm so tired. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
damn. And you don't even know how you're gonna get through the practice, but you do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
you always figure that
you
shit
figure it
out,
out.
but it's not easy, and it's one of them situations where you appreciate it and you wouldn't change it, you wouldn't trade it in, but it is not what the general population thinks that it is.
Oh no.
Yeah, it
Oh
is
no.
not this super easy, athletes get it all, athletes have it easy type of situation. I mean, we do have our perks, we do have our resources. We do get to, for lack of a better term, live the life from the media perspective as far as like how they glamorize athletes.
Yeah.
But the reality on the ground level, bro, that shit is not easy at all.
No, not at
At
all.
all,
Not
for
at all.
sure. So yeah, man. What if you could do it over again, and we're gonna end on this. If you could do it over again, what would you change? or would you change anything about how you either approach being a student athlete in general, how you approach playing football, how you handle yourself in the classroom? Just if you could go back and have a fresh start and do something different, what would you do different? Or would you not do anything different?
Oh man. Honestly, bro, I would, if it was anything I could change, um, it'd probably be listen more to. I would have listened more to be honest, my coaches,
Mm-hmm.
and not listen to as much outside voices that weren't in the building with me on my day to day, what I'm saying, transactions and practice and doing all the stuff that I'm doing. They weren't there on a day to day basis.
Mm-hmm.
And just, I was just letting other voices get into my head and not listening to the people that were seeing me on a day to day basis and, giving me information as far as a football situation, a football standpoint.
Right, right.
Um, which I feel like could have changed my situation a lot. But on a academic standpoint, I mean, it is what it is. I wouldn't have changed it. You know what I mean?
I
Because
got you
I
for
probably
sure.
would have ended up even graduating. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm thankful that I got through there. So I can't change that situation.
Man, I ain't
But
mad at that. I ain't mad at that at all. Um, Bro, for me, if there's one thing I would have changed, I wish I would have understood how important it was to recover and really take care of your body. I know for me, for me coming out, I had all the potential in the world, right? I mean, we all feel like we do, but I suffered a major knee injury. I had a major pectoral injury coming out of college as well. And it's all because like I was one of them niggas who didn't stretch, I was one of them
yeah.
niggas who would skip the ice bath. I was one of them niggas who I go to the training room, but I wasn't in there taking it serious. I was in there just checking off the bottle. Like, yeah, put this tape on me, wrap me up, give me a massage, I'm out you know
Mm-hmm.
I wish I would have taken the time to really handle my body better for longevity purposes and like health purposes, because after college, bro, when I was done and you don't have access to that training room shit, you be missing that shit like
Listen, oh
fuck.
man, what? Yeah, who you telling, bro?
Fuck,
Who
I
you
wish I
telling,
had that
man?
shit done. Man, because like you take for granted, how good the ultrasound is to you, how good the stem is to you when you don't have the easy accessible ice bath, how now you wish you could take one, and then like you spend that first 2 or 3 years out of college like trying to fucking learn how to do all of that shit yourself instead of just
On your
showing up and
own,
laying on the table.
straight up. They know exactly what to do. You just tell them what. You just point to it.
Right,
They gonna get you right.
for
Yeah, I
sure.
know exactly what you mean, man. You go to these facilities too. They gonna charge you.
Oh,
They gonna
boy.
beat you over the head for that price too.
Yeah, for real, man. When you so spoiled to just getting all that shit for free anytime you want on a daily basis, you be looking like $100 for what? For a
Yeah,
massage? Fuck
hey,
no.
for a stretch, 30
Right.
minute stretch.
Yeah, hell no,
Right.
dog. But yeah, man, for sure. We gonna for sure get back on here again. I feel like this concept branches off into so many other things, but I'm not gonna take up too much of your time. But I appreciate you getting on today. UFO hashtag UFO Jalyn Judkins on Judkins9 at Instagram. It's gonna be tagged and populated somewhere in the description of the caption. Y'all know all the cliches, but I appreciate you, bro. We'll be talking to you soon. I'll talk to you later.
Much love, man. Appreciate it.
For sure.